A little rainy to get the trip started this time. Hope that's not a little foreshadowing of what we're going to have the whole time. This is what we've been dealing with all the way from Indianapolis. A little rain and a lot of construction. Construction zone started as soon as we got on I-70, and we are almost to the Ohio border. I've never seen anything like this. Hello, I'm David Gray, and I feel like I've just escaped from prison. The coronavirus prison, that is. After a great start to the 2020 backpacking season with 3 trips in the first 2 months of the year, it's been almost three months since I've been out on a hike, and I am just chomping at the bit to get back out on the trails. So Christian, the dogs, and I are heading out to meet up with Carl and Travis, and we're going to be doing a 3-night, 4-day, 20-mile or so hike in the Cranberry Wilderness of West Virginia. The Cranberry Wilderness is one of Travis's favorite places to hike, and he does a trip there pretty much every year. And he was actually down here a couple weeks ago, but the trip didn't go well and he had to bail out early. So as we were talking about where we wanted to go for this hike, it just seemed to make a lot of sense to do a do-over in Cranberry. Weather-wise, things look a little bit iffy. Temperatures are going to be fantastic with highs in the mid to upper 70s each day and lows in the 50s, but we've got a really decent chance of rain and thunderstorms each day that we're going to be hiking. And the rain looks like it's going to be the springtime thunderstorm variety, so that could make things a little bit interesting. So with that, let's get this 7.5-hour drive down to Marlinton, West Virginia going and get this long overdue hike started. A nice juicy little storm that we're right on the edge of. That is over there. This is the aptly named Scenic Highway. The other thing you'll notice is I've got the satellite gizmo in full windshield mode because there is no cell coverage out here. We all have an inReach Mini now, so we can actually communicate with each other that way. I thought I'd show you the scene. That's the Scenic Highway, but we were coming up that hill from that direction, and then we came upon this. Wow. This is the north-south trailhead. There's not a lot of room here. Carl's here. We have arrived.
I forgot my headnet and I couldn't find one, but I bought some.
You excited, Bailey? Bailey's excited. Just let me hike.
Oh boy, okay. Introductions. Let's see how this goes. Jaden's like, what? What are you doing? Oh boy. Gonna have to get acquainted with each other, I think. You guys want a beer? Are we going to the campsite?
Anybody want a Coors? Oh, I have a Coors. Yeah.
It's not an IPA, but
That's perfect.
it'll go with the pizza.
Mountains.
Yeah.
For the mountains, baby. I wish it was.
This is pre-hike preparation. Not your traditional pre-hike preparation.
It's 8 more hours in pizza. It's the best rich we had to offer.
Oh, that's good.
It's pepperoni. Crushed.
We're going to be staying at a campsite probably a quarter mile from the car, so in lieu of a hotel.
No. And I lost probably 40 minutes.
Did you want some?
Looking a little threatening, but that's where we're starting from, right over there. And apparently the campsite's only about a quarter mile away, so we may just go scope it out without the packs and just see what we're facing to see how much stuff we want to haul over, because we all brought in like real dinner for cooking tonight. Filet mignon and potatoes and sausage and stuff in my case. Got to keep in mind this is like our indulgence instead of a hotel and a restaurant. Little buggy. I don't know if you can see that, but they're not skeeters, they're gnats, and they're not biting, so they're more annoying than anything. Well, It didn't take long for the rain to start. We haven't even started hiking yet. We're trying to figure out if we want to just wait this out, but it looks like it's getting a little more serious now. The dogs are still getting used to each other, but they're getting a little more calm about it, so that's good. We still got pizza and beer, or camp in the rain. One of the drawbacks about having civilization in the form of the car is this close. We'll probably head in and scope it out and just see how we want to get things set up. We may set up the tarp and everything in case it's, gets serious on the rain, and then come back and get more stuff. The rain is getting a little more serious here before we get started. We're just kind of hanging by the car, waiting to see what happens, but it's coming down pretty good. I think I'm going to close the door. Okay, we are hiking. At least the first part here. We don't have all of our stuff with us, so we're guaranteed to have to come back to the car. But north-south trail in the Cranberry Wilderness.
Let's go.
Well, here's the scene as we get started. This is the very definition of hobbity woods. Kind of reminds me of the Dolly sods here. We're kind of on the top of a mountain. It gets a lot of rain and it doesn't really have any place to go. Welcome to the Cranberry Wilderness in the rain.
So there's not going to be anything until there.
Where are we going?
So we're at.
Possibly here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This would work. This may be home for the night. This is home for the night. We decided. We explored around. We've got the tarp set up there. We'll probably have the fire under here. Decent sitting log, and most everybody has camp chairs. Here's the little kiosk. As you get into the wilderness, that tells you how close we are. And the cars are probably 100 yards in that direction, as is the road. Maybe not exactly what I had in mind, but it'll do for tonight. Instead of getting a hotel and everything, we're just wanted to set up close to the cars. Have some real food for dinner, so mission accomplished. Get the tent set up here. Got a little bit of a break in the rain. It was raining there pretty good for a while and some thunderstorms. We're here, home for the night. First night on the Cranberry Wilderness hike. Feels good to be here. First time setting up the new Z-Packs triplex. I set it up at home, but first time I guess out in the field.
Room, David?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's nice, David.
Bailey might have found her spot for the moment. She's liking the new triplex. It's like a palace in there. I don't know if you can tell how much room there is in there, but there's a lot of room. The weather has improved. Thought I'd give you a little panorama of our camp here. The scene. Absolutely some hobbity woods. We're on top of a mountain. There's a triplex here. The hexamid's up there. The tiger wall, and then I'm not sure what kind of hammock Carl has, but he's doing the hammock thing. And then the tarp right up there, in case we get more rain.
How's that compare like to the REI one?
It's lighter. Ah, there you go, doggies. Doggies are happy.
I just don't know if I can get out of it.
Yeah, but if we can get to the point where we can put that big chunk on,
Yeah.
that'll burn for a while. You comfy, Bailey? You look comfy.
Over here.
We're still getting to know each other.
I'll put you in the tent. I got to put you in the tent. Come here. Well, Cody doesn't know how to take it. Stop it. No. Yeah, get back here.
But Bailey's at least mellowing out. Real food, dinner preparations. We haven't done this. I've learned from like the Show Brothers and all those Ohio YouTubers from the last trips. They all took in like steaks and everything. Potato slices with this great smoked sausage we got down in Florida, and some onions, garlic, olive oil. Why not? Throw this over here.
Look like you're on an outdoorsy cooking show.
I know. Cooking with David in the woods. And we'll just throw that on. Right there.
We're eating good tonight.
First time I've ever tried this, to be honest with you, so we'll see how it works. As nice as my filet mignon with potatoes is, Carl is doing. What are you doing, Carl?
Salmon, seasoned salmon with Brussels sprouts.
Are those Brussels sprouts?
with Parmesan cheese.
Wow, that's real cooking there. And Travis is dueling 2 slices of pizza. He's doubling up. This is called double fisting the pizza with 2 really good friends helping him eat this. Travis is the dog whisperer. It's like they're on point. Look at them, all 3 of them.
He's distracting.
I'm on a duck. I'm on a duck.
Bailey.
Bailey's inching closer. Oh! Oh.
Yeah, they're going mad. Wow.
Carl sure is. It sure sounds good.
I know.
But it's actually smelling pretty good.
Yeah,
too.
it does.
Wow. We got a predator moving in. Bailey's going, I like Brussels sprouts.
Jaden should probably be over here.
Oh my gosh, Carl.
You put some flavoring on?
Yeah, it had some seasoning on it.
Oh.
Bell peppers, lemon.
We had a visitor.
Well, salmon is looking pretty darn tasty there. At least the dogs think so.
They do.
Keep inching close. Late night filet mignon here.
Face pack, or second trip.
Oh my goodness, where'd you get that?
Hilltop pack.
Oh, nice. Yummy, yummy. Okay, rock and roll. This will take a little while to cook, but potatoes are done. It's gonna be a late night dinner, but it'll be a good dinner. Seriously, late night dinner shot. Filet mignon and potatoes and these little sausage things we got down in Florida. Very good. Oh my God. Like just like Mountain House.
Yeah.
With a Coors Light. How's that for luxury? Oh, that's definitely thunder. Let's hope it's going the other direction. Oh man, what a treat. It always seems to come to this. If the Neo Air mini pump people only knew how useful this thing was for lighting fires.
It works well.
You want to use this instead?
Sure.
You can use both. Trying to keep the fire lit while the thunderstorms roll in. Oh, that's getting close, Christian. I think this is going to work. You ready to get up, Jaden? You slept well. You happy girl. Just... Good morning. Welcome to day number 2 of the trip, first day of hiking. A beautiful morning, but when I was saying on the trip down here, we expected temps in the mid-50s, lows in the mid-50s. It got a bit chillier than that last night. I don't know how cold it got. It was down in the 40s for sure, and there was quite a bit of wind. It was a little bit of a surprise, and part of that is I think we're at one of the highest points around here. The altitude's about 4,500 feet. We're at the very highest point of the hike right here where we're going to start. Then we're going to descend basically today, all day today, and then about half of Saturday, the second day, and then we start coming up. Started day number 2, getting ready to go make some Dunkin' Donuts coffee and get this day started the right way.
He's pretty good. Mostly
I think I've used Travis's jet boil as much as Travis has used Travis's jet boil. Alright, Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Beautiful morning in Cranberry Wilderness of the Monongahela National Forest. Same National Forest Dolly Sods is in. Whoa. That definitely warmed me up. A little hotter than I thought. Good stuff. Following up on the salmon, asparagus, and Brussels sprouts from last night, Carl's cooking up the bacon. If you've never bought the shelf-stable bacon that you can pack in with you, there's no better treat than that right there. Just a little bit in the pan to crisp it up, and man, oh man, what a backpacking treat. Jaden felt Carl needed a little help with the bacon preparation chores. Don't burn. Oh,
Watch your nose. Watch your nose.
Bailey is thinking Travis needs some help finishing off his. Oh, gee, finishing off his mountain house. Apparently he does. Burned one's just fine for me.
What a treat, man. Just a little piece right
It
now.
doesn't sound like the coasters are going to be back till July.
Go.
That's good.
They get some Cody.
Oh, you take it so nice.
Joins parking.
Just stay here another night. Breakfast this morning is, for both Christian and I, is honey bunches of oats with Nito. No surprise there, partly because it's very good and it's very easy. It also happens to be the heaviest breakfast we have in the bag. Eat your heaviest stuff first. That's it. Dead. So good and so easy. We are geared up and ready to start hiking on day number 2. Here's what's left of camp. There's a whole bunch of hobbity woods. Ready?
We're ready.
All right. Doggies are ready. We're hiking in the Cranberry Wilderness. Absolutely gorgeous day right now. I don't know if it'll stay that way, but definitely a good start. Despite how chilly it was this morning, it's not going to stay that way long. You can tell it's going to warm up. This is what the trail has been like. Lots of boggy stuff and roots and rocks. It's not fast hiking, but man, is it pretty. This is what we've been hiking in pretty much the whole time. Evergreen type stuff, gradual. It's kind of hard to tell, but we're going gradually downhill. Pretty pleasant here for the last little bit. I believe that says Middle Fork Trail, which is where we're going and what this guy is. Bailey needed a little water break. Pretty little spot. A little more challenging terrain. Wow. Where are we going here? Pretty much what the hike is. You can't really see the topography here, but it's been just this gradual, like 100, 200 foot per mile descent the entire time. Hasn't been easy for the most part. A lot of rocks and creeks that you're basically walking down, but really pretty. Starting to warm up a little bit, but still very pleasant hiking on day number 2 in the Cranberry Wilderness. Another stream crossing. We've had a bunch of these. Beautiful setting there. Well, this one's a little more challenging. I think we're doing the bob and weave technique here. And a bunch of these. We stumbled upon a little more challenging crossing here. I think we're getting our feet wet. A little more challenging one here. Oh, those rocks are slippery too. Okay, that is a serious widowmaker. That's all that's holding that bad boy up, man. I think I'll go around it. We're in camp looking for a campsite mode. We passed up just a really nice one with the dolly sods rock camp chairs about a mile back, but there's supposed to be another one up here on the other side of the stream. Oh man, this is just like beautiful spring hiking here with the wildflowers. It reminds me so much of the Appalachian trail hikes I've taken this time of year when the stuff's just coming out from the wintertime. We're looking for a campsite now. Met some people that had a map and showed us a couple spots. We're heading up a little bit. There was one spot back there we could go back to if we have to. We think we found our campsite, but we're trying to figure out how to get to it. It's across the river over there, but you can see what the riverbank looks like with the dogs. Not easy, so we're trying to sort this out. That looks doable, sort of. Caden's going, I don't think that looks doable. I brought mine.
I mean, I know we were doing water crossings, but not to as many as we did.
We have found our home for the night. Such as it is. It's a beautiful setting by the stream. Not as nice in terms of sitting logs and everything, but we'll probably rig something up. Got a good fire ring. We'll make it work. A little buggy, but not too bad. This will work. It's kind of nice, sunny, open, right next to the stream. Beautiful sound of the running stream. Good day. Glad we're in camp. Glad it's over, because we hiked about 4 miles farther than we thought we were going to. He's happy to be in camp. Are you happy, Bailey? Get the pack off? I think so. Getting the fire preparation going immediately here so we can have that all afternoon. A lot of dry wood around, that's nice. That'll go. Joe, you did really well today. My dogs are loyal to whoever has the food. Oh,
Bite my hand off.
That's dangerous stuff there. I think I have a doggy that wants to take a nap in the tent.
Today was a little bit mentally tough because I thought, oh, we're going to go 5 miles.
That was not easy hiking at all. In the early part with all the mud and the roots and the rocks.
Especially like all those trees over the trail.
Down trees everywhere.
It's all part of
Gaining the
backpacking.
experience. You look pretty comfy, Bailey.
Oh, you're sorry. I was just like yelling at
Up, sorry, dude.
No, this isn't bad.
It's nice to have some time to relax and get going.
It is cheddar cheese spread rehydration time. We have just been lounging around camp for the last 3-4 hours, and it has been very pleasant. Not in any hurry to do anything. Weather, temperatures are good. There's a breeze. It's keeping the bugs down. So it has been a very pleasant afternoon. Well, that looks about right. Here we go. About an hour and we'll be eating cheddar cheese spread on Ritz crackers.
That one? There's way to
Yeah, that one's longer.
It is time for the first cheddar cheese spread moment of the Cranberry Wilderness trip. We've
skipped it last night. Did you take that one over to Jaden? Jaden's not in the camera because he doesn't want to get up.
Backing them up.
Carl's taking one for the team here. And for that, Carl gets the first one. Bailey gets the second. Just a little just a little piece. Got it. It's not too chunky. Oh my gosh! I left one of our canine friends out with Cody. Okay. It's okay to give her one.
That's good.
You're welcome. Never gets old.
No.
Oh, perfect. Cool. Dinner tonight is Mountain House freeze-dried home-style chicken noodle casserole. Really good stuff. Woo. Don't put your finger over the opening in the jet boil. What's our #1 lesson with Mountain House? Always remember to remove the desiccant. Oh. Smells like homemade. So 15 minutes, we'll be having dinner.
Boat ball.
Wow, that's good. I threw a tapatio in mine.
Oh, you did?
You want one?
Some more? I'm kind of sore.
I don't feel anything here or here, but I feel right here.
Throw a couple more on, Christian. Let's get build this. That way it'll be like glowing while we're in the tents.
Can you see okay?
Yeah.
Toss
See
the
that
big
bear
ones
back
on.
behind me?
We got a hunt dog.
Yeah. I guarantee if there's a bear in the camp, the dogs will know way before we leave.
How about the birch bark? Wasn't there a bunch of
all
birch
the
bark?
birches right next
Yeah,
to
throw the
Travis.
birch bark down. Throw it down in the bottom to get it going.
It's gonna be like a nuclear bomb.
I'm like melting.
Bear in my face.
I don't think I have the exposure turned down enough to actually.
Where are the hot
kill
dogs,
this.
Christian? I could still eat 2 hot dogs easily.
I could easy. Or pizza.
Pizza wrapped in hot dogs.
Pizza, hot dog.
now,
What
so I
about
can be
those
back by
ice
the
cold Coors Lights we had last night? Bear hang here. Post bourbon requires some element of skill.
We're probably gonna have to clip some.
Well, what you can do is you can clip some on just other clips.
Yeah. This will hold all this, you think? Or no?
I think it will.
We're testing the limits of our bear bag here.
I broke the limb.
No way.
Yeah. Great
All
job.
right,
Wow, that's perfect.
There we go. Let's hope we got a small bear. We got a
Solid
small
10
bear
feet.
coming for this bad boy tonight. All right, it's bed by time. Good morning. Welcome to day number 3 of the trip. A grungy day as it turns out, and it was spit and rain a little bit on and off, just enough for you to be laying in the tent going, I'm gonna have to be tearing everything down in the rain. And right now it's just cloudy, completely overcast, but no rain, and just really kind of a pleasant morning. Let's get going on day number 3 with some Dunkin' Donuts coffee here. First things first, even before my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, gotta feed the doggies. Isn't that right, Bailey? She goes, what other priorities would you have? I deliver to Jaden. Just kind of misting a little. I don't know if you can hear it, probably on the microphone or whatever. You can't even really feel the rain, but it's almost like a thick fog.
You helping me make my coffee? Dunkin' Donuts coffee on a cloudy, misty, overall pretty grungy, but comfortable morning in the Cranberry Wilderness. Really good. Really good on a morning like this.
Hope you don't mind, but I got some nap
Bite your tongue. Granola with milk and blueberries.
working.
Last minute shoe prep going on, but there's our camp all cleaned out. Well, we are geared up and ready to go for day number 3. It's just spitting rain, just enough to Travis has the rain jacket on, the rest of us decided not to, but it has that look that any minute it might start raining a whole lot harder, and the air is just kind of saturated with moisture. I just had to clean off the lens because it's like steamy. But first thing we get to do on day number 3 is cross that river, so there's going to be no dry feet for anybody. There's no easy way or safe way to go across that other than just go right through, so that's how we're going to start our day. Here we go, day number 3. We are hiking. Day number 3, we're looking for a good crossing point because I don't know if you noticed the bank on the other side, but there's no easy way to this is going to get you wet. This is the early morning scene, the crossing scene. Christian over there, and fog you see is partly from being on my lens and partly from the air being completely and totally saturated with moisture. It's like a jungle, but that's how we're starting our day. Well, we just came up and that's what we just crossed. Sorry for the lens being a little fogged. The air is saturated. That was a sketchy way to start the day. Jaden started getting swept down the stream. I had to go chasing after him, and the bottom is all these odd-shaped, really slippery rocks, so it's really kind of dangerous. That is done. The hard part for the day. I don't know if you can see that real well, but the side of my shoe has blown out. It could make it a little entertaining. And all of these rock crossings, your feet go back and forth. I think I just blew the side of it out yesterday. And that stream crossing just did it the rest of the day. We're hiking in. Pretty setting this morning. Little camp spot we didn't quite come to last night, but not real big, but we could have made it work. This is what the walk's been so far this morning. Pretty right along this stream. A little bit downhill, continuing a theme from yesterday, but that's going to end up here in just a little bit when we start going up that hill over there.
North-south. I did north-north and then came back up north-south. So it was a loop just like this.
Well, we have reached Laurelly Branch intersection. Our trail kept going that way. I know.
Cheers.
There's a nice little camp spot right at the intersection for a reference for anybody who does this hike in the future. Really nice campsite right there on the stream. So now we go up. It's all uphill from here. Up there. Looks like we're getting our feet wet again. There's no keeping them dry on that, but pretty spot. All right, let's see how this goes. That's what we've been having to do on these. It hasn't been easy. All right, I gotta help here. Like a trooper, got right in there, was a little touchy. Now we go up Then you can hear the river over there. Real gentle grade. It almost looks like an old railroad or something. Now the rest of the trip is up. The down is over. It's a nice little drop off down to where we came from. Beautiful wildflowers. Early spring views. Gives an indication of what we've been doing. Mud, lots of it. And down trees, lots of them. Kind of hard with the dogs. Gotta help them over each time, or at least Jaden. Yeah, really. Oh man, I think this is a tuck and roll technique. Not easy or clean hiking.
What shot's that, man?
Once you get through there, you get to hike on our trail. This is what it's been. Taking a little bit of a much needed rest break. We're not quite at the top of that climb. Found this beautiful campsite, so if you're ever in the area, one thing, you don't have to camel up on water all the way at the bottom. There was water number places on the way up. Just for reference, if you ever come here and come this path, there's a nice campsite almost at the top. Right on the stream, by the way, it's right over there. We needed a break, man. That trail, that is exhausting hiking. You'd think it'd be easy, but it's like a bog the whole time. There's tons, I don't even know how many tree crossings we've done. With the dogs, it gets pretty exhausting.
So we are here.
Okay.
Not much elevation gain left.
Are these all campsites too?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then we have that one marked as 3.
Here he is. Hey!
You guys get water?
Cody. No, we crossed this two
I
more
texted
times.
you.
Thought we'd wait like another 1,000 feet.
Are your feet dry?
No.
How about that last little stretch up through there? I was going up, I almost lost my shoe.
Man.
Yeah, it's muddy.
Taking another break, about 500 yards past the last place we stopped. This is our last water source, so afraid if we keep going up any further, it's already died down to kind of a mere trickle compared to what it was. I would have loved to have been able to get it up further, but just the way the topography is, I think the trail's going up the hill away from the creek. We're thinking this is our last opportunity, but not looking forward to climbing that hill with the 6 liters of water, however much we're gonna have, but there's not gonna be any water at camp, so we're cameling up because there won't be any. Once we get on the north-south trail at the very top of this, there's not gonna really be any reliable water. So we are geared up and ready to go, including Bailey. The packs are very, very heavy. We're loaded with water. Ready to go up this last little hill. The junction of the north-south trail is probably a quarter mile up here, we're hoping. Well, there's the top of the Laurelly Branch trail. There is a campsite right at the very top. This is the north-south trail, goes that way. And that way, that's the way we're going. It was a lot farther than a quarter mile to get here from that last stream where we got water, and my pack's about ripping my shoulders off. Here's what we find ourselves hiking at. Right past the intersection with the north-south trail. It's always like that forest in one of the Star Wars ones with those Oompa Loompa things. Yes, this is in fact the north-south trail. Not the easiest thing in the world to get through with 2 dogs, nor to follow. I got behind a couple times, and there were a few spots where I actually pulled the Gaia GPS app out to make sure I was still on the trail, because it was not obvious. It's not marked at all. It is not well traveled, and then you run into that sort of stuff about 1,000 times, or at least we have today. Actually, this is the trail. You can see a slight depression in the ground, but that's it. No markings, no blazes, no nothing. Starting to wonder whether we were ever going to find it, but this is home for the night. Really hard day. It might have been, I know I've said this before, but that might have been the hardest 8 miles in my life. The boggy stuff and going up and over probably 100 plus trees, and the just continuous climb up that got steeper towards the top. And then the very top was the steepest part, and we're hauling it up. I had 6 liters of water. Christian had 3. We'll get the camp set up and relax here for a little bit. We got plenty of time. It's early in the afternoon. Weather is good. No storms. They were predicted at 40 or 50% chance for this afternoon, but right now it's looking pretty good. Doing a little tuna wrap while we're all watching Christian try to get the fire lighted. Mostly to give the dogs some much needed aspirin. I can't imagine how sore Jaden is and is going to be. Little mayonnaise, and why not tapatio?
Tapatio?
We'll go with tapatio. Oh, it's a little messy. There you have it. built-in hand cleaners. Between the sun and the fire, that's pretty warm. Yeah, compared to what I was picturing, you know, like afternoon thunderstorms each day, and we still might get them, who knows,
But it won't be bad. We'll be set up and we can always
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
in the truck.
plenty.
Yeah, the pressure setup is over.
Feels awfully good to be in camp.
I think this is a first. Carl doing the skewers of Spam, the entire can on the fire.
This is Alabama filet mignon.
We've got Spam envy at this point.
I'll probably rotate them like a rotisserie.
Bailey. She wants you to help out.
All these places where there was hunting areas, and I found one in Harrisburg, Virginia.
That's some good looking Spam though. Making my mouth water. That is looking pretty good. With the thunder in the background. Not quite sure if that's heading our way or not. Bailey's like,
I'll take a half.
thank you.
You just
Take a half.
You have to take more than that. Oh man, let's grab it.
Thank you.
How is it?
That's good.
Outstanding.
Fantastic.
Oh wow.
First time trying Spam.
I like a hot
Not
dog
your
on
last.
both.
Oh, that's so good. Salty and
Everything we needed after that trail.
Yeah.
well, we have set up the tarp in one of those just-in-time moments. We got it set up right before this rolling wave of rain came in.
The water's going right on the fire.
Yeah, the fire might be.
no. Fire's done.
We're definitely in the midst of one of those thunderstorms that was predicted. This is a real honest-to-goodness little pop-up thunderstorm. We heard it coming, so at the last minute everything was dead calm. And at the last minute it was like, well, let's get the tarp set up. It was about 30 seconds before I started the camera roll and then we got the tarp finished. Oh my gosh, my bourbon is getting water in it. Hang on, I gotta rescue my bourbon. It's left out in the storm. What kind of bourbon connoisseur am I? Well, Bailey has clearly decided she's got her spot in the storm, so to speak. Christian has saved his adult beverage and continues on. Yeah, here's the only issue is the way we set this up. We had a low end, which is great, so the water's not accumulating on the top of it. But where the water is pouring, it's right down on our nice fire.
I was right on top of us.
Now you're supposed to count the seconds you see me.
There was no seconds on
Yeah,
that
and
one.
I was right there. You
Bailey's
get yourself
been
under
hitting the
control.
flask a little too hard. This is in the category of I have two really spoiled dogs because Bailey's under the down thing and Jaden's under the rain jacket because his butt was exposed. Well, we got tired of waiting for the rain to stop because it ain't stopping. So we're gonna do the cheddar cheese spread moment. It's been raining since 6 probably. We've been stuck under this tarp for the last hour and a half. It keeps lightening up.
but that hasn't translated into actually stopping raining. We're going to skip the dogs into rotation. We'll go right to Carl. Kristen.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Sit.
This is the biggest fill, wow. Check the side off. Look it off.
Right. Late rotation.
He's too tired to get up.
It sounds like it's still raining, but I think we've kind of come to the conclusion that's what's fallen down from the trees. Sky has brightened up significantly, so we're all late dinner. Wasn't planned to be that way, but sometimes nature has other ideas. Unfortunately, the way we set our tarp up, all the water went down in the fire, so we don't think that's kind of a lost cause, but Christian's doing a new little stick fire there, so we have high hopes for that. Dinner tonight is beef stroganoff with noodles. Always a good one. Oh, that smells good.
Stay here.
Yeah, I think the storms have probably passed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You want some soy sauce?
Sure. Very good.
Pretty good.
Very good.
Beef stroganoff around the little stick fire.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jade? Oh.
I can't believe how well Jaden's doing after today. He doesn't look like he's in any pain.
Good day. Yeah, hard day.
Bailey says good morning. You're woken up with baby kisses in the morning. Good morning to all of you too. Welcome to day number 4 of the trip. Last day. Let's get this day going. I'd say I'm not sure I'm going to be having Dunkin' Donuts coffee this morning because we don't have much water. We're going to have to take a quick look and see how much we have left, but I might be able to squeeze in a couple sips. There's my dog. There's my baby. What are you doing? I have nose issues.
A little, and I mean a little. We got far more coffee than water this morning, but a little thick Dunkin' Donuts coffee on our 3rd morning in the Cranberry Wilderness. We're hoping for trails that look more like trails today than swamps, and perhaps even a few less down trees. But here's the start to day number 4. Ooh, I think I could cut that with a knife and a fork. But still awful good. Well, we are geared up, ready to go. Here's the camp setting. Kind of a primordial scene, like haunted woods. Bailey is getting impatient. Get going on day number 4. We are hiking 5.5 miles to go to the car, and we're hoping for a little quicker pace today with lighter packs and hopefully better trails and less down trees. We'll see. This is what we hit right after camp. Gives you a good idea of trail conditions and the elevation right here. A big old climb right out of camp. Nice. With a rocky, nasty trail. Beautiful in the woods this morning, but hiking isn't any easier. Little clothing modification break. A pretty neat setting. Gives you some idea of the terrain and the conditions. It's been like this except that short stretch through the woods there. We're only supposed to have about a 500-foot elevation gain today, so I'm a little concerned it's just going to be up and down all the way to camp. That'll make for a long day. Not an easy start to day number 4. I was hoping for something a little quicker and a little easier, but I hate the ones you got to go under more than the ones you got to go over, but that's what you run into. It's like a haunted woods sort of feel to it. The legs are just too tired for the under ones. Whoa. Oh man. May not seem like it, but do that a couple hundred times in a day and you'll feel it. And then, yes, here's the trail. And this is not a one-off occurrence. This was what all day yesterday was like. Kind of beats you down after a while. Look at the setting we are hiking in. Wow, this is the trail. A lot of times you're just following it by instinct. Just long stretches of this stuff. Kind of crouch down through it. See how hard it is to follow the trail, because here's what it all looks like. There's the trail. It's not real super obvious, but when you look around, you know, where do you see where the trail was going the other direction? I think it might be up there, but no, it's actually right through there. You're going through this and then rhododendrons and whatever, but you're always going through something. There's no open stretches. It's not really maintained at all, and I'm not sure when it ever was, if it ever was. It kind of wears on you, just constantly getting swapped with things and bending over and up and down and crawling over, and this is not your nice, smooth, well-worn trail. This is some rough stuff. And I thought I'd film this stretch because this is very typical of what you hike in. It doesn't look like much, but the rocks are slippery. You get a down tree, go over, another one, go through the bushes. Oh look, now we got mud. That is a lesson in trail conditions in Cranberry Wilderness. This is the trail. At least I assume it is. We'll get on the other side and find it over there, but you lose it like this and then you gotta kind of sort it out. I may actually take off in this direction. Looks drier, but you see what you face here. Oh, it was off the trail. I'm sorry. Oh, very nice. Somebody's marked it a little bit, it looks like. I'll make it a little easier. As you can see, it's not always entirely obvious where the trail is. GPS is my friend moment. You can probably see the orange, see a couple orange things back there marking the trail. I was hoping there'd be more of them, but there's not. Now it's just kind of like going a straight line, and keep the GPS really, really handy because it is not obvious where the trail is. You can kind of convince yourself you see a trail, but you just basically got to keep going in a straight line. And is that the trail, or you kind of go, yeah, I'm assuming it is, and looks like I'm a little off the trail. No, I'm still straight on it. So we're on the trail here, guys. I see some footprints. That always helps. Holy smokes, man. It's kind of heading off to the right, so I'm going to keep angling off to the right, too. And if nothing else, I'll just keep following the GPS. Jeez, this is nuts. So much for the easier trail conditions today. Either I was on the trail or I wasn't, but I'm pretty sure I am now. Oh, that was a little creepy. That was full on following the GPS mode there. Good lesson if you come here. That's what you're facing. Some of it's a little more obvious than others, and it doesn't help the down trees because so many times that I go right across the trail. It all looks the same at that point. It's not really well traveled. So. This is the contrast that is Cranberry Wilderness. Absolutely gorgeous, and I don't know if you can see it, but this whole stretch of trail along there is basically underwater. After the Hobbity Woods, we get to go through some, well, I don't know if this is rhododendron or, oh, mountain laurel. Generically, we could call them the car wash plants because they're soaked. You can see trail conditions too. Oh man. Nasty. This is what we're hiking in. I'll put the camera away for this. Okay, I know I've got a lot of mud scenes, but I couldn't pass this one up because I've been on it already for about 100 yards. There's no end in sight. Oh, there's no easy way through this. Well, this was a noteworthy moment because that is the very first sign of any trail maintenance I've seen on this entire hike. I am extremely appreciative of having not had to climb over or under that one. So don't get me wrong, I am glad that I saw evidence of trail maintenance, even though it was only one time. This is very illustrative of what we've been going through. Deep mud right through a rhododendron thicket, so there's no way around it. Closing in on the end here. Right up here is the junction with the trail that we took a right on to go downhill the first day. So we're almost completing the loop of our lollipop here, and then another 4/10 of a mile to the cars. That sign is a very welcome sight. Car is parked right there, north-south trailhead. I think it's about 4/10 of a mile, maybe just a quarter of a mile actually, up this way. Almost done. That is always a welcome sight. And I don't mean just the dogs, the cars. We made it back to the cars. Hi guys. So there you have it. The 2020 Cranberry Wilderness, or better known as the coronavirus jailbreak hike, is in the books. It was a hard one. It was a 21-mile hike, but I'm telling you, I feel more like I've hiked 40 or 50 miles right now. Mile for mile, I think those were right up there with the most difficult trail conditions I have ever encountered. You had long stretches with ankle-deep mud that you really couldn't work around because you were in rhododendron thickets or pine thickets, whatever. You had long stretches of moss-covered roots and rocks that you had to work your way around. A few sketchy stream crossings, but by far the worst of all were the hundreds and hundreds of down trees that we had to work our way over, under, around, or through. And with 3 dogs, it was really a challenge. But it was also incredibly beautiful. That lower area that we hiked down to on the streams and the creeks the first day reminded me of some of the really beautiful stretches of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And the stuff up on top with the primordial forest, the hobbity woods or haunted woods, where you're walking on long stretches of moss-covered roots and rocks and everything. It reminded me of descriptions I've heard of hiking the Appalachian Trail in Maine. The Cranberry Wilderness, it was tough, but it was also a great hike.